We're also learning more about a young Nassau County man who was shot and killed after a night out in Riverside. Family and friends of Blake Hendrix say he was very outgoing and he had a big heart. Now the group Mad Dads is again calling for an end to the city's senseless violence, saying, quote, "Please break the code of silence for this family."
A relative of the victim tells News4Jax the 23-year-old was shot while defending a friend during a fight. Off-duty officers found Blake Hendrix dead on Downing Street near the popular King Street bar and restaurant area early yesterday morning. News4Jax reporter Maggie Lorenz is joining us live from the scene of the city's latest shooting death. Maggie.
And we're getting a better look at where this all unfolded. I was out here for hours yesterday morning, and this Burger King behind me was completely roped off with crime tape starting up at King Street. And now we're able to see some of the markings left behind from detectives' investigation. Yesterday, there were evidence markers all through this back parking lot that has now reopened. An outpouring of love for Blake Hendrix on social media. The West Nassau High School graduate was well loved in the Callahan and Jacksonville areas. Friends and family say Blake loved to sing and make people laugh. He was set to graduate trade school this year with perfect attendance.
It gets pretty crazy out here.
Lydia Armit lives near King Street and knows how crowded Riverside gets on the weekend. But she and others we spoke with who live nearby say this is not common for the area.
I used to come out here myself a couple years ago when I was a little bit younger, and I always felt safe. I mean, there was always cops out here.
That's not good, but it's not characteristic of the area, in my opinion. I don't see stuff like that very often.
So you never know when you're out here.
The vice president of the Jacksonville chapter of Mad Dads met me out at the scene. AJ Jordan says crime is not confined to certain areas.
And I'm not surprised that it happened in Riverside because crime can happen anywhere in the city. And it's just sad wherever it happens because that means there's another family in our city hurting.
Sunday's shooting unfolded 2 blocks away from where 24-year-old Daniel Rowe was gunned down outside the Blind Rabbit while taking out the trash. Former Jack City Councilman Jim Love's office is right across the street. He's now the president of the Park and King Street Area Association that addresses crime in the Riverside area.
We could have more police presence. Maybe that would help. I can tell you that Saturday night that Kickbacks is required to have a police officer, and they do. But certainly, maybe more police presence would be a good idea.
The association meets once a month, and Love says he plans to address Sunday's shooting at their next meeting. I've been in contact with Blake's brother through Facebook, and he said that the family is not ready to speak on camera, but he shared with me this message about Blake. He was just a light beyond measure that captivated everyone, whether you are in great moods or not. He once said, "To know him is to love him." And JSO is asking anyone with information about this case to contact them or Crime Stoppers. Reporting live from Riverside, Maggie Lorenz, Channel 4, the local station.
Maggie, tell us what else you've been able to find out about Blake Hendrix.
Well, Tom, I spoke with his uncle today, and he told me that Blake was a lover, not a fighter, and that he died protecting his friend after a fight broke out as they were leaving the Riverside bars. He says that Blake worked for WW Gay for years and that he has a really big family in the Jacksonville and the Nassau County area.
Maggie Lorenz reporting live from Riverside. Thank you, Maggie.